Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna Coles, and this morning we're visiting with Dr. Ric Bessin. He's with the University of Kentucky Extension Entomologist there. Good morning, Ric.
Good morning, Joanna.
Well, I'm glad you're here today because we're going to talk about a particular insect that we saw some damage from last year, but just kind of want to get producers thinking about that right now, and that's the alfalfa weevil.
Yeah, alfalfa weevil is a perennial pest for us. Fortunately, it's pretty much just alfalfa that it causes most of the problems, but it is a problem, and we've seen some serious damage issues the last few years.
And so can you talk just a little bit about how this life cycle of the alfalfa weevil works? Because we had some damage late in the season, but we could have damage early in the season as well.
The alfalfa weevil right now is in the adult stage, and they overwinter in areas outside of alfalfa fields. But at this time of year, they are migrating back into the alfalfa fields. What they're going to do is they're going to lay eggs in the stems of alfalfa. Last fall, they also laid eggs in some of the alfalfa stems, and so we have fall laid eggs as well as spring laid eggs. Now, a little bit of good news is that this past winter, I would consider to be more of a normal winter that we've had. And so a lot of those fall laid eggs, I think their survivability has been greatly reduced during the winter.
Absolutely, but we don't want to be caught off guard.
Yes, so with the reduced survival of those fall laid eggs, it wouldn't surprise me if the alfalfa weevil problems, when we do see them, are going to be more mid to late cutting problems.
And there's one thing that we kind of use, and we have a website to kind of help producers, and that's degree days. Can you explain the concept behind those?
Okay, yeah, and so we use degree days, and I'm going to tell you exactly what the degree days are doing, but we use the degree days to help producers know when to go into the field. You know, otherwise we just say, well, you need to go in there all the time. It's like, no, you don't need to go in there all the time. We're going to use this computer model to tell you exactly when it's going to be the best time to look for these problems, so people can use their time more efficiently. But how the degree days work, it's based off of temperature and when the insect begins to develop and when they're active. And so by following the temperature in different locations, and over time we've developed these models based on temperature, and the degree days will tell us exactly when those eggs begin to hatch out in the field.
And so when we're asking farmers to go out into the field to check, if they see one weevil, is it time to do any type of chemical control, or are there threshold levels?
What we're looking for are the weevil larvae, and they're going to be leaf feeding, putting holes in the leaves. And we have threshold levels, and there's a couple of things we use to determine what the actual threshold is. We use the degree days, lets us know what part of the season we're at with that first cutting. We look at the height of the alfalfa stems. You know, are they 3-inch stems, or are they 6 or 8-inch stems? That's different. We use different thresholds for the height of the alfalfa. And then we use the number of larvae we find in a sample of 30 stems. We have a number of sprays. We actually have a publication online. We do have some good tools that are effective at controlling alfalfa weevil. Last year, we did notice on one farm some resistance issues where what they've been using for a period of time or a number of years is no longer effective at controlling it. And so what we recommend for everyone, whether or not you've seen resistance or not, is that you switch your modes of action every year. And so you use 2 or 3 modes of actions in sequence. And so, you know, we have the pyrethroids, the class 3, we have the organophosphates, you know, the 1B, and just rotate those regularly. And that's going to help maintain effectiveness or sustainability of our different insecticides for alfalfa weevil.
All right, Ric. Well, we certainly appreciate the information. And if you have questions about the alfalfa weevil, make sure to contact your local extension office.